Hello, everyone. Meghan Harry. Oh dear, now Colombia backfires after this drama, of course. What's going to happen will happen. Then there was the business program, which everyone seems to have forgotten about. And it was the show where they served as executive producers. In addition, we have recently informed you about the peculiar circumstances that occurred with Carly Fortune and the Meet Me at the Lake event. What turned out to be the case? There is still another concept that is similar to floating in the air. Now, Netflix, you see, pricked up their ears when the vice president, of course, over in Colombia, basically said that she was thrilled and learned about Harry and Meghan through their Netflix docu-series, The Sixth Partner, in which they trashed everybody, including many people might suggest their selves and reputation. As we move forward, this is essentially the outcome that Netflix's upper management has returned to us. In essence, they said to Harry and Meghan that, as you can see, it was a successful endeavor. Those are the kinds of things that people adore you doing. How about this? The more, the better. That being said, this is where things start to become extremely complicated, because it is quite clear that Meghan has never shied away from the opportunity to appear in front of a camera or a microphone, not really opposed to the concept at all. For example, in a form that is maybe watered down. Netflix, on the other hand, is in need of juice, dirt, gossip, and the most recent controversy, maybe including what occurred when Harry came over for the coronation, including everything of that nature. They are interested in knowing the truth about the situation. The arrangement that Harry and Meghan have today is, whatever deal you want to call it. And this is the deal that makes it worth the money that they have. In addition, this is the predicament that the Sussex family finds themselves in at the moment. On a consistent basis, their quantity, if we may use that phrase, is becoming increasingly scarce. Netflix is well aware that the audience seeks that. It is clear to the audience what they desire. A culinary program hosted by a former actress on cable television that teaches you how to be pleasant is not something that the audience is interested in watching. And, of course, the fact that you adore your garden and that you have made friends despite the fact that it seems as though we have never seen a garden. No one has ever witnessed a cooking, ever. What happened to the pals? This is the most significant question. Each and every deed. Naturally, you are able to comprehend the perplexing predicament that Netflix is in. The one question that remains, will the Sussex eventually fall apart? Can say that a malignant narcissist is what has brought wrath against the UK and the royal family. Everyone getting into so-called aristocracy and royalty are social climbers. They fit in to succeed as social climbers and gold diggers, not so malignant narcissists. They want to be top dogs and will destroy everyone in their way. Harry and Meghan's trip to Colombia was a joke. Nothing good happened. I didn't see anything meaningful about it. Clearly, he didn't take advice from people who warned him. Once she made a move on him, he was hooked, not real bright. Hey, be nice. She was invited back during Yacht Week. Apparently, she's really good at riding the waves and any other thing that needs riding out there on the seven seas. Don't forget, Nigeria has a horrible, inappropriate behavior with the school children too. Until this time, her behavior with the teenagers in Colombia was the most inappropriate. She's dangerous. Someone should stop her, in my opinion. Even funnier, Meghan lied about being able to speak Spanish. When Michael Bublé's wife tried speaking to Meghan in Spanish, Meghan told her she didn't understand and couldn't the language. It might as well be a foreign language, as nobody can understand what she's babbling about. The point of this was so Harry and Meghan could fleece a third world country out of a free holiday. That was the whole point. The point of either Michael, as someone once said, they are both oxygen thieves, then maybe she'll empower women by teaching them how to move in on another woman's husband. Even seemed to try it on a rather horrified William. Meghan Markle's behavior on this trip was inappropriate behavior for an adult woman. She showed disrespect and dishonor to her host. For what? Put her on a yacht with underage boys and grown men. Seems to be her happy place. That's probably what Netflix is looking for. Some type of throwdown between the Colombian vice president and Duchess Meghan. Just the kind of they would approve of course. Flirting with the vice president's husband was so completely inappropriate. She has absolutely no class. The look on his face leads me to think he sampled what was on offer. And the vice president's reaction, flipping around so quickly and stepping in as a blocker, leads to me think she was in the know. Not only that, but how selfish to make Colombia pay for their security. It was really unstable from the start. Let me lay it all out in this video. Don't you think it's funny when you perform anything on a stage in front of a large audience? Because there are instances when, regardless of what you initially believe, you feel like, wow, this is really good. Why do they need security in the first place? No one gives them a thought. Allegedly, The vice president has had several threats to her life, and I keep reading that security was for her mostly. Moreover, there weren't any actual people piling up to see them. All the people who were there were their own crew, and the security detail, which were more than those who were there. What a farcical waste of resources and money. Let's see if any other country will sacrifice their own people over these two. Wasters, unless they have caught on by watching this fiasco unfold in front of them. All that money spent by the Colombian government should have been spent helping the poor people. Meghan and H didn't do anything to improve their lives. Shameful how she flaunts her wealth in these poor countries. I read that a lot of the people who are living on government assistance were very angry about the money spent on those two, as they haven't received their checks in months. Hopefully, this farce of a trip will show the public the true goals of these hangers-on. Enough already. Can you only imagine how that $2 million they used on security could benefit the people of Colombia? Mind-boggling shows how these two posers will use any means to get attention while they walk over the innocent people. I thought they wanted privacy. Yes, true hypocrites to the max. No class. In her defense, not much. Just being kind. I believe Markle promised much and delivered zilch. There was a rumor circulating that the vice president thought Meghan could influence the U.S. to cancel Colombia's debt. Probably just a rumor from the media stirring the pot. I can't find anything to substantiate it. The Markles also said they would be bringing Archie, so the vice president got thoroughly marked. Certainly, it was a self-serving vanity trip. Its purpose was to feed their massive egos and obtain publicity, and also to put two fingers up to the royal family. It was grandiose, and seemingly had no real benefits or justification for the people of Colombia. It served to give the Harkles self-satisfaction, and to enable them to get drunk on their deluded sense of importance. The trip consumed significant resources without offering anything in return to the Colombian people. You fall in love and receive accolades, and everything seems to be going swimmingly. Rounds of applause, as we have seen lately, of course, on that false royal excursion to Colombia with Harry and Meghan, which is said to have cost the government of Colombia more than $1 million in security costs. With all of the cops and everything else that is happening around, one could reasonably conclude that. Furthermore, there was something very odd going on between Markle and the vice president's husband. Watch the video, as though I believe that many Americans have grown tired of their constant whining. We are also very tired of public figures, many of whom are very wealthy, trying to tell us common folks how hard it is to be them. Personally, I'm very tired of a foreign prince working hard to take away my constitutional rights. Celebrities should never involve themselves in politics, because you will anger the very people who made them millions of dollars. In short, Harry is just that, a foreign prince who does not like a part of our cherished constitution and blabs his displeasure to try to get our blessed right to speak and write, publish our thoughts and writings for everyone but himself and his vile wife. He wants those rights to be kept only for him to tell his lies and false accusations. Those parts would be protected for his use. Of course, our freedoms of speech and the press are bonkers, said Harry the grifter, who bragged in his ghost-written book that he had always frustrated his father by refusing to even pick up a book, let alone read one, while he was in an excellent school for which he did not have to personally part with a penny toward tuition, room or board. He did not pass any of his courses except one art course, which was likely done by a paid art tutor. Harry has the intellect of a turnip. First, I would want to thank each and every one of you for watching my video yesterday. What are your opinions on the subjects covered in today's discussion? Please do not be timid about sharing your thoughts in the supplied comments section. My goal is for more people to demonstrate their support for your channel by sharing, and subscribing to it. Goodbye, and hope to see you soon. On the other hand, as a great number of individuals have pointed out regarding the Colombian media, just what was the goal of it? That is the more important question that each and every one of us ponders right now over here. In addition, what was the purpose of this? In order to learn that a child of 3 years old had discovered their voice, it would appear that, however, there are more significant issues that are now brewing at home, and they are not necessarily related to Meghan's culinary program. However, they are also related to the agreement that they are still holding by a thread on the streaming behemoth Netflix. However, as George Formby famously stated, it has turned out okay once more, and it will be the same for us in March of next year. In the fullness of time, everything makes its appearance, doesn't it? In a manner that is somewhat similar to, of course, Meghan Markle's major assertion that despite the fact that her husband enjoys working in the entertainment sector and has 7 projects now in progress, it would appear that even the other 2 shows that they had hoped to get off the ground the culinary show and the polo program, have now come to a standstill in some form or another. Something that is a bunch of nonsense about not acquiring patents and registrations and other like things. Do you honestly think Harry and Meghan's food and polo shows should stop? Comment number 1 if you think that's what needs to be done. Or conversely, if you think the shows should continue, comment number 2. On the contrary, I am not at all going to buy such nonsense. It's simply that I get a feeling that Netflix is aware that it's a bit of a dodo, and that they need to move on with something else. The events that took place in Colombia, however, have made things even more challenging for the erstwhile royal couple known as Harry and Meghan on this occasion. And please allow me to clarify this circumstance. As you can see, put yourselves in the position of Netflix. They are taking a look at the situation and thinking, well, to answer your question, we did the Heart of Invictus, and that was not a successful endeavor.